What's up, guys? This is Dave from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for MLB Wednesday, September 25th. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. Okay, guys, we have an exciting MLB slate tonight. So let's take a look at the pitcher position. I like Zach Gallen. He's got a 100 dash rank with a favorable matchup, pitching against the 25th worst batting team, the San Francisco Giants. Zach Gallen only gives up a .700 OPS versus lefties and a .638 OPS versus righties, so he throws his best ball to righty batters, and he is facing 3 righty batters today. Gallen is giving up a .231 batting average versus the Giants, with 21 hits given up in 91 total pitches. He's $9,000 DraftKings salary, averaging 18 fantasy points per game this season, and has scored 13, 15, and 27 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I like Zach Gallen here versus the San Francisco Giants. Now, let's take a look at the catcher position. Logan O'Hoppe is an intriguing play today. He's facing a low-salary pitcher on a middle-of-the-pack batting team, the Chicago White Sox. O'Hoppe is $3,600 DraftKings salary and is projected to be about 14% owned. He bats better versus righties with a .762 OPS. Although he's 0 for 2 against the pitching matchup, he has a chance to bounce back. He averaged 7 fantasy points per game and scored 0, 9, and 29 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So, I like Logan O'Hoppe as a value play here versus the Chicago White Sox. Okay, let's take a look at the first base position. Stud on the slate, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. got a fantastic matchup here versus the Boston Red Sox. Vladimir's batting average sits at .324 with 30 home runs. He bats slightly better versus righties with a .798 OPS. His $5,300 DraftKings salary and ownership being only 4%, it makes him a high upside pick. Vlad scored 11 fantasy points in 2 of his last 3 games. So, I like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. here versus the Boston Red Sox. Next up, the second base position. Take a look at Brendan Donovan facing Colorado Rockies, the 28th worst opponent. Donovan has a 92 dash rank and owns a .274 batting average with 13 home runs. He faces lefty pitchers poorly with just a .580 OPS, but improves significantly against righties with a .827 OPS. Priced at $4,500 on DraftKings and owned by 16%, Donovan is averaging 7 fantasy points per game. So, I like Brendan Donovan here versus the Colorado Rockies. Now for the third base position, we have Royce Lewis taking on the Miami Marlins, the 23rd worst team. Royce has a robust 72 dash rank with a batting average of .249 and 16 home runs. He bats stupendously versus righties boasting a .968 OPS. His salary stands at $4,600 on DraftKings with an ownership of 9%. He's been consistent with 5, 2, and 8 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I like Royce Lewis here versus the Miami Marlins. For the shortstop position, Carlos Correa against the Miami Marlins. Correa's stats are impressive with a dash rank of 100. His batting average is .308 with 13 home runs. He has a respectable .693 OPS versus righty pitchers. He's priced at $4,900 on DraftKings and is projected to be about 8% owned. Correa has been scoring consistently with 8, 2, and 10 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I like Carlos Correa here versus the Miami Marlins. Lastly, for the outfield position, Byron Buxton is another top choice against the Miami Marlins. Buxton also boasts a dash rank of 100, batting .276 with 17 home runs. He does well versus righties with an OPS of .767, priced at $4,800 on DraftKings and owned by 10%. Buxton's been delivering well with 12, 3, and 15 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I like Byron Buxton here versus the Miami Marlins. Before I continue with the picks, remember you can try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself by clicking the link in the description of this video. Okay, back to the picks. For value plays, consider looking at Davis Martin pitching for the Chicago White Sox against the Los Angeles Angels. Martin has a 100 dash rank and is priced at $6,300 on DraftKings. Although his ERA is 4.27, he throws an impressive 90 pitches per game. He's giving up a .368 batting average versus the Angels, but his salary makes him a high-value play. And for an undervalued outfield option, Check out Mickey Moniak from the Los Angeles Angels with a 77 dash rank. He's priced at $3,100 on DraftKings and owned by only 7%. Moniak bats significantly better versus righties with an OPS of .866 and scored 10, 7, and 4 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I like Mickey Moniak here versus the Chicago White Sox. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. Comment below with your favorite player for this MLB slate. Thanks again and good luck.